First of all, no amount of words can describe my love for this series. I started reading it when I was 12, 11, something. And I'm still a little bit in question about how the guy had to stay up despite the fact of gravity, but that's for later. What I'm really wondering about is, are her boobs going to keep on growing so
We actually talked to Toronto answered this question back in the and I believe, what did he say? He said eventually that he was working towards like body size.
Yeah. I think there'd be like, the manga will just eventually just be one page. All the action behind it won't be able to see it.
Yeah.
It's such great news because Walter's got a boob fetish.
Thank you, and Pip. Going to tackle you later.
It's giving me a piggy, and it's giving me a piggy.
Please, sir, may I have some more?
I had to give you guys your props right there. You guys, I have to say, are my inspiration. You guys, I wanted to ask, who else do you think got you started into animation, acting? Was it the original Japanese voice actors that got you when you first saw a lot of anime, when you guys first got started?
I was an actor. We were all actors before voice actors, and I worked with several voice actors on several American voice actors on shows. I worked with Lou Richards, who's the voice of Beltar, and Flash Gordon from Defenders of the Earth. I worked with Pat Carroll, who does the voice of Ursula the Sea Witch, and she's hard. And just kind of my exposure to these people and the sort of work that they did really kind of gave me a love for it when I was really young. So those were my influence. Pat Carroll was a huge influence on me, and Lou Richards. It was the Hanna-Barbera hero for years.
I was always a huge fan of Japanese animation when I was a kid, and when a friend of mine offered to set me up with a studio in New York to do the dubbing, I said, no way, the dubs suck. Because they did back then, they were horrible. This was back in like the late 90s, and I was like, oh God, grown. And then I started hearing
Hey, we worked in the late 90s.
Yeah, your dubs. I'm talking about like the first Akira dub, I was like, oh, but there was some stuff that was ooh. But then I started hearing stuff that was really good, and actually I met up with Taliesin on a trip to Los Angeles like in 2001, and then I thought, let's go do this. But that's how I got started, is I wanted to get the dubs better, I wanted to improve them. I don't know if I had any voice actor heroes, although I really am fond of Joji Nakata. I love him as an actor, but I've seen his behind-the-scenes interviews and things, and I just want to go have drinks with the man. He's so cool.
Alright, thank you guys. We doing good on time? Okay.
Hi. I want to ask you, have you guys ever cosplayed as your characters before?
Yes. 5 years ago, in that fancy Hellsing booth we have downstairs, Taliesin basically, when we were recording the TV series, asked me, he said, hey, would you dress up as Alucard? I said, looks like a pimp. I'll do that. It was sort of the first character I ever thought, yeah, maybe I do that. So they made me a costume, and I dressed up as the character, and no one believed that I did the voice. It was hilarious. I was standing in the booth downstairs in almost the exact same position 5 years ago, and they had a big sign saying, Crispin, Freeman, voice of blah, blah, blah. And people would come up, and I'd be in the costume, and think, nice costume, you sign this shirt. Who are you? I play the voice of Alucard. Yes, sure you do. So, yeah, but they got me the guns, which was really cool back then.
Sick.
So, yes, that was my first and last time.
I've got a story about that. And it goes something like this. I was working on the Dot Hack video games. I don't know if
Haseo!
And I was talking with the producer. He was having a smoke while we were on break, and he goes, "You ever cosplayed any of your characters?" And I was like, "Fuck no, are you kidding me?" And I said, it's not even that I'm too cool to do that. It's just that inevitably, I would, I'd put a costume together, I'd go to a convention, I'd walk in the front door, and 16 dudes would be wearing the same costume, and all of them would be better than mine. And I would feel like a jackass. And I said, that said, Haseo has the coolest outfit of any character I've ever played, I think, and if I could get away with wearing that outfit in real life, like to, day to day, going to the bank and whatnot. And he nodded and smiled. And then the next day we come in and he goes, hey Yuri, I talked to the lead designer on the game and the promotions department, and they said that if we spent a lot of money on making you a really cool costume to wear to AX, would you wear it? And my safe answer was, no, are you kidding me? But part of me was like, I don't know, how much money are you going to spend on that costume? So I actually have to leave right now to go put on that costume.
We'll be fine.
If you want to come to the Bandai Namco booth at 3 o'clock and on,
Oh, jeez.
you can all make fun of me.
Okay, before we ask the last question, but before we do, I got a couple announcements to make. There's going to be a Hellsing Ultimate OVA Marathon, 1, 2, 3. Unfortunately, it's subtitled, but it's on Sunday, 10:30 p.m. through to 1 a.m. in Video 1 of the Hyatt Regency Ballroom. And after this last questions, we'd like to invite all the Hellsing cosplayers to come up front for a photo.
First of all, I just wanted to say, Hellsing is the only reason my daughter is ever able to convince me to come to these conventions. And we've been going for 3 years now, for that very reason. My question is, though, kind of about transitions in your life. Myself, I actually started off as a plumber, and then I became a massage therapist. And I'm happiest now than I ever been in my life. For you, what was some of your weirdest styles before you became actors or producers or directors?
Okay, before I fell into this rabbit hole of voice acting, I was a high school English teacher for a couple of years. Response from my students.
That's Mr. Seitz to you.
And I would start showing them, because I'd work on like 1 or 2 things, I'd bring stuff in and show them, and as the shows got increased, at first I'm like, okay, I'm playing this evil priest teaching in a Catholic school. And then I'm in Hellsing, and eventually, I forget, I think by the time we got to Koikaze, where a brother and a sister fall in love, I thought to myself, I have to make this work, this voice acting thing, because I can never go back to being a teacher again, they won't let me in the gate.
Don't stand so close to me.
I actually got into acting in this really roundabout way. I was a musician for a really long time. I guess I still am. But I don't know, it's just something that's kind of followed me around all my life. I did some as a kid. I kind of fell into some auditioning and fell into doing some plays when I was a young kid, and then I wasn't really into it, and I really just wanted to play my guitar, and then I spent a portion of my life just traveling around and playing in bands, which is where I met my manager for acting, who was actually Taliesin's mother.
Oh!
What's up about that? Oh, Jen! Taliesin's mom! But it's something... It's a business relationship.
Yeah.
But she gets a percentage, right? No comment.